Okay, so what I'm going to be doing in this video is just attempting to bend back some pins on this motherboard. It's quite a high-end motherboard. It's a Asus P8Z77i Deluxe, and I got it for £15 because the previous owner accidentally damaged the pins, so he bent them out of place when he was cleaning some heat paste off the surround. So I'll just show you how bad it is. It's not actually too bad, I don't think. If you can focus. So there they are. As you can see, there's only about 5 or so, and they're not too far out of place. So what I'm going to do is just attempt to bend them back into position, and what I'm going to be using are 2 really small screwdrivers. These are from a cheap precision screwdriver set, and if you want, a magnifying glass can be useful, but it does mean you can't really tell depth because you have to look at it through one eye. So just use it if you need it, but if you can focus close, using 2 eyes is always best. And the most important thing, I think, is light. I've got a light bulb here, which is where most of the light's coming from, and obviously the room light on, but I've also got a 100 watt LED panel, which is extremely bright, which allows me to see things very clearly. Actually, if you want to build one of these, I have a video on how to build it, and a link to that is in the description. Okay, so I'm just going to position this camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here's the patch of bent pins, and I've got the, I think, pretty much the smallest screwdriver in the precision screwdriver set. And what I'm going to do is just try and push these pins back into place. So I'm going to try and do it without moving the motherboard around too much. But I think visibility for me is more important than visibility for you. Anyway, so I'm just going to push that back in place. You have to be really, really careful not to bend them too much, otherwise they can snap off, which would obviously be a bit disastrous. So I'm just going to compare the rows. That one's quite a bent one. So, holding the screwdriver like this with it in your palm sort of helps you to steady it a bit more, because then you can push it against your palm and get a bit more stability. So you're not actually relying on your fingers, but more of your whole hand. I got this for £15 from AV Forums, so if I can get it working, it will have been quite a good buy. If I can get it working, big if. Okay, I think I'm done. Let me just check. Okay, so this is after I've straightened them. This is the patch that was bent, and as you can see, these lines indicate that they are more or less back where they should be, and the same with this angle. They aren't 100% perfect, but I don't think that matters too much, just so long as they make contact with the right pin places on the CPU. So currently that one is the one that seems to be the most out of line, the one with the reflection, the one that's highlighted. But its actual head is in the right place as far as I can tell. It's just its body is a bit more twisted, so it's reflecting the light in a different way. So we'll have to see whether that matters or not. So what I'm going to do is just try a low-end CPU in this. I'm not going to risk my i7, as that would be stupid, just in case it fries the i7. So I'm just going to get a low-end Celeron and test it with that and see whether it works. Right, so I'm going to try it now. I've put the CPU in. One thing I did do was to put the CPU in and then take it out again, just to make sure the pins were still in alignment once the CPU had been put in. So that's just something to do, just precautionary, just to make sure, so you don't damage your processor. And everything looks good, it's still straight, so that's good. So I'm going to try it and hopefully this will work. Okay, so it's starting up. Come on. Yes! Yes! It works! Okay, so there we go. It works. It's fixed. Hurrah! Okay, so I suppose the next step is just to install Windows and run Prime 95 just to make sure everything is going okay, but I'm happy with that. Yeah. So if you've bent some motherboard pins, don't lose hope, because if you just spend some time with a small screwdriver, you can probably bend them back. Just take your time, don't rush, and be very, very careful, and try not to break them off. I know this was more of a log video than my usual thing, but you know, if it's useful to someone out there who's bent their motherboard pins, I'm happy with that. Alright, thanks for watching, and good luck if you are attempting this yourself.